everybody, this is Tammy Morrison, and I am live today here with Align to Love, the Foundations of Self-Love. So before I get started, I wanted to share a card that I pulled. Follow what makes you happy. I set intentions to pull a card that was going to help us today, and so following what makes you happy is the card that came. And the thing about that makes me happy is when you talk about
recording in progress.
When you talk about the foundations of self-love, a part of that is making you happy. Because if you're not happy, then what are you doing? Just 1 second. Hello, Denise. How are you today?
Recording stopped.
Sorry. So I'm trying to get this PowerPoint thing to help. All right, so aligning to love, the foundations of self-love. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about me because many of you here probably don't know. I am a wife and a mother and a grandmother, a spiritual teacher, mentor, intuitive healer, with the mission to empower women and femmes to connect with their higher selves and unlock their innate spiritual gifts. I aim to foster deep healing and personal transformation in those who experience the merry-go-round of choosing the wrong partners. I support them in embracing themselves and aligning to the love that they seek by helping them find the clarity and trust within. And so that is a little bit about me. And the background that makes me able to talk about this is having gone through a 20-year marriage with a narcissist and attracting the love of my life and coming through unscathed is a powerful testimony and why I'm so passionate about helping others find their true love. And so one of the things that I know about this journey is you have to become the love that you seek. Cultivating radical self-love and understanding that true love starts within. Because many times we are looking for love on the outside of us. We're looking for love in all the wrong places, all the wrong faces. You know, we are running around here trying to make love when we should be becoming the love that we seek. And so a part of that is recognizing limiting beliefs around love and relationships, clearing energetic blocks to self-worth, and I'm going to explain what that looks like. So examples of limiting beliefs about love and relationship is, one of them could be, I'm not worthy of love. And I have experienced that, and I felt like, you know, nobody could love me if this one person couldn't love me. And there are many people running around with that same limiting belief. Another one is all relationships end in heartbreak. And many of us have been conditioned and taught that growing up. You know, we had, especially women of color, we had mothers and grandmothers that said that to us. Said, oh, you know, you'll get in a relationship, but, you know, they're going to all end. And they're all end in heartbreak. And so we internalize that. And we believe it. Another one is I have to change who I am to be loved, you know, and many of us do, and most of us do. You know, we change who we are to be loved. But why do we do that? Why do we do it? Because we're afraid that, so if you think about it, the root behind that is fear. We're afraid that if we don't change, then we can't be loved. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all. You think if you don't change, then nobody will love you, you know, and a lot of that is how you feel about yourself. So we go deep into that. True love is just like in the movies. People believe this. We watch movies. I'm going to talk about the Cinderella effect for me because Cinderella was my favorite movie growing up. I love Cinderella. I did. I read the books. I loved Cinderella. And I think about it because I identify with her. You know what I mean? I thought that eventually, you know, my life would change. And I've thought that over different periods of time within my life. So I identify with her because I thought all the hell I went through, I was going to get my prince in the end. When, you know, what happened is I didn't get my prince at that time, but I got my prince now, you know, in the end. But this is what I believed. Okay, Cinderella, you know, she went through all that. You know, she was slaving and cooking and cleaning and doing it and all the things. And, you know, she got her prince in the end. And so this is what people think. Or, you know, they look at other movies and they're like, you know what? He treated her bad, but in the end, he came back around and he was loving to her. And that happens in life. Sometimes it don't. Love means never arguing. These are all limiting beliefs that keep you stuck around love and relationships. Love means never arguing. Now, in my relationship, we don't argue. But I think that's because we've already been through those situations before. And now we are at a point where, you know, we just don't. You know, we talk about things. Sometimes I get a little messy, but we don't argue. But that's not the case in every relationship. Some people do argue, and some people, that's how they love. You know, another thing is I can't be happy with a partner. I can't be happy with a partner. Come on. If you are going into it like that, you're not going to be happy. Because, you know, you have to think about the law of attraction. You are definitely not going to be happy if this is what you believe. Another thing is once trust is broken, it can't be repaired. And that is another thing that is a myth and it's a limiting belief because sometimes these things happen. I have witnessed and I've seen and I've been in the presence of people that, you know, have cheated on their spouse and their spouse forgave them. They got back to a place where they could trust one another because the person was truly sorry and, you know, they made steps to make the changes that were required in order for this not to happen. And so that is absolutely not true. And then, and the last one that I have is, I have to be perfect to be loved. I have to be perfect to be loved. So how many of you feel like this and think in this way? Because I'm telling you, those things will block up love quickly, fast and in a hurry. So some energetic blocks to self-love are, and I'm going to start out with the big one, fear of vulnerability. And so when you have these fears of vulnerability, and it can come from all kinds of places. Typically, it's going to come from how you were conditioned. It's going to come from how your childhood, how you were raised, all of these things. Because if you have not been in a space where somebody is supportive of you being vulnerable, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to do it until you recognize that this thing is happening for you and you start to work through it. So another energetic block to self-worth is unresolved past trauma. So if you have been through so much stuff, and I can attest because I've been through a few things and I've done a lot of work around it. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to present this and one of the reasons why I'm creating this program, because I know that there are so many women out there and femmes, men too. I work with them, but I specifically work with women and femmes because I know them, because I am them. But you have all this unresolved past trauma, all this stuff that you've been through that you can't get over, you know, and I'm telling you, I have been doing so much work around this in myself, really studying to see what it is that I need to shift from the past. And for me, a lot of it was, I didn't even remember a lot of it. Like I have been through different, I've had different sessions with people to help me to actually remember some of the stuff because, you know, and I don't think it was that bad, you know, but could have been bad in the way for me because of the sensitivity that I have. That, of course, you know, I didn't really know as a child. Self-doubt and low self-worth. Those are huge. And those are things that I know how to deal with. Because one thing about it, when you are in a relationship where you are being abused in whatever way, you know, because never was I physically abused. I think I scared him too bad. But I was emotionally and mentally abused. And I think there was a long time where I didn't even realize that until I started seeing that, you know, I had this low self-worth of myself. You know, I didn't believe that I was beautiful. I didn't believe that I was worth it. I didn't believe that I was worth having a good partner because of all the shit I've been through. Negative beliefs about love. If you believe negatively about love, whatever you believe, that's what it is. Whatever you believe, that's what it is. That's the thing we have to remember and realize. If you believe negatively about love, that's what you're going to see. Law of attraction is going to do that. If you believe that. Another thing is resentment and grudges. And so for a lot of us, and I can speak for myself through that one as well, I'm not a person that holds grudges, but I think I did have some resentments. And I started to unpack that, and I started to understand, why certain things were happening in my life as far as my love life, because I was holding on to these resentments. And once I started releasing them and started doing, I created my own rituals to release. And this is what I encourage my clients to do, because there are many rituals and there are lots of them. But if you create your own, it's personal to you. Another thing is fear of rejection. Fear of rejection will do it every time, because that will keep you. It's just like fear of vulnerability. It will keep you from even putting yourself out there. It'll keep you from even doing as I did. I prayed and I asked God to send me somebody that, was worthy, of me, of him. I asked of them. I asked that. That was something that I put out there. But if you have this fear of rejection, you will not. You will not meet people. You will not talk to people. You will not engage like you should engage in order to attract somebody. You have this fear of rejection. Another thing is attachment to the past. And many people have that, especially if you've been through many relationships or if you've been through long relationships. Like I was 20 years. My husband now was 24 with his ex, and some things that we still deal with as we go. Like I have to, sometimes I have to tell him, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about her. I don't want to hear about her craziness. I don't want to hear about it. And so sometimes you can get attached to the past, and it blocks your self-worth. It blocks how you feel about yourself, because you're still considering and thinking about how that other person, that other situationship was for you. You got to let that shit go. I mean, I know that it is not easy, and I'm not speaking to you as if it is. I'm sharing because I know that it needs to happen, and it's simply something that's going to block. It's an energetic block to your self-worth. Another thing is inability to forgive. Forgiveness, y'all, is so huge. I am telling you, lack of forgiveness will block self-worth. It'll block love. It'll block everything good in your life. So you really do have to learn how to forgive. And I have actually a forgiveness letter on my website that you can get that will help you with that. Inability to forgive is huge. And the last one that I have here is lack of self-care. Lack of self-care. What does that look like? That looks like you are not taking care of yourself. You are not doing things that light you up. You are not following what makes you happy. Okay? You're not doing that. And so you need to start doing that. If it's a massage, and here's the thing, y'all. It doesn't take money to do self-care. Let me put that out there, because there was a time when I didn't have none. I just didn't have no money. I was struggling. I had, my kids were teenagers. So if you have teenage kids, you know that they will eat you out of house and home. Struggling. I mean, just really, working like a mule just to make sure that everything, flowed like it was supposed to, like we were in the flow. And so that was something that I had to learn, because I had done that for so many years. And it's not getting your nails done and your hair done and all that stuff. Those things are good. But to me, those things are standard. You like to get your nails done. I'm actually in a process of healing my nails, because they were just not looking good. And so I decided to just stop with all of the nails right now. Now I'm going to eventually, because I like nails. But I had to stop, and I kind of even just stopped because I was doing my own nails through the pandemic, and I kind of just kept on, and I haven't really been, I think I've been to one shop. I went to get my nails done before my son got married. And so, that kind of stuff. But I've been doing my own because I got my own stuff. And so that is a part of my self-care, is doing that. Also, not only that, when I speak of self-care, I speak of eating properly. Doing exercise, taking care of yourself, looking at the way that you move in your life. Because I'm telling you, when you start to really love on yourself, things will shift so much for you, and you won't even understand, who the other person was before. You'll shift timelines. I wish I had time to talk about that today. So what is self-love? Self-love is the practice of valuing and caring for oneself. It involves recognizing your own worth, being kind and compassionate to yourself, and prioritizing your well-being. It's all about nurturing your mental, emotional, and physical health and embracing your true self without judgment. Y'all, self-love is huge, and we don't talk about it enough. Not in this way. You know, we talk about it, you know, oh, go get a massage, oh, get your nails done. No, it is so much deeper than that. It is all about nurturing yourself in every single area and every part of you, and embracing who you are without judging it. And y'all, I mean, if you think it's easy, it's not. And I am not going to sit here and tell you and make you think that I think it's easy, because I don't, because I've been there. I was at this space, and this is why I'm so passionate about this, because I know that, you know, especially women who are with men, we give up so much of ourselves. Thank you for joining. Welcome in. We give up so much of ourselves in these relationships, you know, and just like I said in the previous slide, we shift who we are. We change who we are in relationship. That's why sometimes at the end of these relationships, we don't know who the hell we are. We don't know. This is why we have to go on this self-discovery, on this journey. And that is the journey that I started taking after I got divorced. You know, and for me, I didn't even date anybody but me for a year afterwards. And I did that for a year afterwards. And I did that on purpose. I went to counseling. I went and got some anger management, because if I didn't, I was gonna not be sitting in front of y'all. I would be locked up, because I was gonna take him out. You know, I was that angry. So I went and got counseling. You know, and that was a part of my self-care, and that was a part of me learning about my self-worth. You know, I did a few things. And so I'm going to share some of the tools that I use and some of the tools that you can use as well. And so some of the tools are mirror work. That was huge. And I still, to this day, continue to do that. Matter of fact, I did it before I got on here. So mirror work is huge. And mirror work is where you stand in a mirror. And I do it naked. I do it naked because I want to be naked and unashamed. Hashtag TDJs. And so I do it like that. And I stand in the mirror and I speak positive affirmations and words to myself. And I'm going to go into that too. I speak, you know, when I started speaking things that I wanted my partner to say to me. And this is before I even, you know, thought of a partner, before I even met my husband now. I was doing this work. I would speak in the mirror and I would say, you know what, baby, I love you. Just like that. I love you. You know, I love your breasts. I love your hair. I love, you know, how you know, do your makeup, which is not. I love, you know, I would tell myself, and I would feel my body and I would encourage it and I would just love on it. I'm telling y'all, that is so huge to do with helping you to, you know, get your self-worth back. And so when I did that, I would use affirmations. And so affirmations to me are ones that I create. And I'm going to tell you to create affirmations for yourself. Now, it's good to use, you know, ones that have been used, like, you know, Abraham Hicks says, everything is always working out for me. And I have snatched that one. Everything is always working out for me. It has helped me in so many times when shit just looked like it went sideways or it didn't go like I wanted it to go. And I said, everything is always working out for me. For me, it makes me feel fucking good. But I also created affirmations for myself. You know, affirmations that meant something to me. And so that is what I encourage you to do, is create affirmations that mean something to you. You know, these blanket ones, they're good ones. But here's the thing. When they mean something to you, you are going to feel it. And Neville Goddard talks about this. The feeling is the secret. And the feeling actually is the secret when you're doing this work. You know, because if you don't feel them, it's not going to work for you no way. And that's what people say. Oh, affirmations don't work. They do if you do them correctly. You know, if you create them so that you have the feeling, so that you're attached to them, to those affirmations. Another thing is meditation. Meditation is a huge tool. And I know what you're saying. A lot of people are saying, oh, I can't meditate because I can't quiet my mind, all this stuff. Okay, let me tell you. I am the one that cannot quiet my mind. Like, my mind is always going Before I go to sleep, I literally do breath work, and I visualize, and I pray and all of this stuff before I go to sleep at night, because my mind is always going. I get so many downloads and so much information, and the wisdom and the ancient wisdom that I carry is flowing back through me. And so those are things. So I'm telling you, if I can meditate, you can. Now, one thing that I do is I do those 5-minute guided meditations on YouTube. 5 minutes. And I have some 6-minute ones and some 10-minute ones. And those are the ones I do. Sometimes I can do 20 and 30, but I am not the girl that can sit and meditate for hours. That's just not me. I can't do it. I used to try, and I used to blame myself, and I used to feel bad because, people said you should meditate for an hour and all that stuff. But you know what? Fuck people. I have to do what I have to do, and you too. So if you can only meditate for 5 minutes, get you one of those cute guided meditations, 5-minute guided meditations. There's a whole bunch of them on that channel. Like you can do mindfulness and all kinds of stuff, energy and, positive energy and all. There's different ones, and I love them. And now sometimes I just put on some music, like what's playing right now, some meditation music, and I just, lay there and I allow, but that's something that has taken me years to do, years. And I still do the guided ones. So don't feel bad if you do the guided ones, because sometimes in this area, people will try to make people feel bad because they're doing guided ones. Oh no, you should just be able to put some music on, or you should just be able to just lay there. No, everybody can't do that. So you do what's right for you in meditation, but do it. Do it. Find a way. Like I meditate also washing dishes. That's something. So if you are doing something that you don't have to think about, like washing dishes, I've done it for 50 years, over 50 years. So I know how to do it. So, you're doing something like that, meditate. You can meditate. I know people that do it ironing. I would not do that. But some people do because they do it often and they don't have to think about it. It's all kind of ways and times. Sometimes you can just take a 5-minute break in the bathroom and do a quick meditation. I'm telling you, make it a priority in your life. Another tool is creating new beliefs. And so this is, going to be huge for you once you identify all of those limiting beliefs that you have and you start to shift them. And you can do that easily. You can shift it instead of saying, you know what? There are no good men, or there are no good people out there. You can say, you know what? There are good people out there. And there's one out there for me, or two, or whatever you do. Because, I'm not judging it. Some people are polyamorous, and I think that's a great thing if that's something that you like. But you can change it. You can shift those beliefs. You can create new ones. You can shift the old ones easily. And when you start to hear yourself thinking them, you can shift them immediately. Call them to attention, arrest them. Another thing is energetic grounding. And you know how you can do that? You can go outside, put your feet in the grass, or, as my sister that was on earlier was talking, if you can do it in your house, because if it's snowing outside or it's cold as hell like it is here, and I'm not taking off my shoes, but you can set the intention and do it in your house. Set the intention, because y'all know what? All of this energetic work is by intention. So you can set the intention and to ground and do that. You can take a shower. You can take a shower, take a cold shower, or like I do, just turn it on the cold in the last minute or something. But that will also ground you, and it will calm your nervous system. And then there's self-love rituals. So you can do self-love rituals. You can create them. I do them all the time. Sometimes I will put a candle on and I will get in the tub, because that is my favorite place. I will get in the tub and I will just start focusing on the love, and I will drop into my heart and just allow that love to just expand. And there are so many things that you can do energetically, so many things. The last tool that I want to share is journaling prompts. Journaling prompts, and I'm going to share a few of them here. But journaling prompts are huge. Sit down with your journal. What I do as well is, especially like this morning I did morning pages. And so morning pages is when you do a brain dump. And so my morning pages are different because I dump out of my brain, but I also do my gratitude. I say, things that I'm grateful for, especially if there are new things happening in my life. Sometimes I don't have anything like that. And so I just find things to be grateful for. And that's something that, I didn't mention here, but that's something that I do. I, do my gratitude, and I do it all together. Like, I'm just not a person that separates things, especially if it's in the same energy. And so I do it all together. I start off with, I'm so grateful for my home. I'm so grateful, for my husband. I'm so grateful for the support that I have in the communities that I'm a part of. I'm so grateful for being here. So many things, I'm so grateful for all of my children and them doing well. I'm grateful for my grandson, and I'm grateful for the ones that are to come. If my children are on here, I'm talking to y'all. Anyway. Okay, we're going to move on. So, because y'all, I'm 56. I have 3 children. My husband has 4, so together we have 7. I have 1 grandchild. He has, I think 6 or something like that. 3, we're not in contact, but and the other one he just found out. So anyway, so I'm looking for some more, and I want some little ones because I want to, I want to be able to, love on them. So you can ask yourself some of these journaling questions. So what do I believe about love? Where did this belief come from? How does it show up in my life? Why do I keep choosing the same person? And when I say that, I mean, why do I keep choosing the same energy? Because that is what it is. It's the same energy. You look at the person, and here we are about these types. I'm going to talk about that. I've been talking about that all week, y'all, on YouTube and on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow me there at Intuitive Tammy on YouTube and at Intuitive Tammy on TikTok. And Clapper, that's another new app that I've been on. But I've been talking about this all week. Why do you keep choosing the same person? It's the same energy. It's the same type. You look at these types and you're like, oh, I like them tall, dark, and handsome. I like them short, round, and bald. I like them with big boobs, big butt. I like this. I like that. You have all these things that you're talking about, but it has nothing to do with what you really want. And then you go get this one, tall, dark, and handsome. You go get the first one, didn't work out because why? And then you get the other one, didn't work out because why? Because it was the same energy of the first one. So that's what I'm talking about. And so this is one of the reasons why I am doing this work, because I know that this needs to shift so that we can become the love that we seek. So another journaling prompt is, what are 3 things I love about myself? What are 3 things I love about myself? When do I feel most worthy and deserving of love? What is one small way I can show myself love today? These are journaling prompts that I use. And I used especially in that time where I was, learning how to become the love that I was seeking. So again, I appreciate y'all for being here, and thank you for joining me today. Ways that you can work with me: I have a membership, Remember Who the Fuck You Are, and it is all about remembering, all about having community of like-minded folks. Also, I am in the process right now of creating Aligned and Ready, a DIY course, and it really is going to be all about learning to become the love that you seek. So this one is a DIY course that I'm creating, and then I have Aligned and Ready, a 6-week journey to soulful love. And what that is just the course with me supporting you in a small group setting. So no more than about 10 people is what I'm looking for, because I don't want it to be overwhelming. I want to be able to have high touch with people and be able to work with people without it being overwhelming for them and for me. So those are ways that you can work with me. I also have, sessions that you can get. I have a 30-minute phone session available for $55. That's something that I just put on, that it was put on my heart to do, just to share with people. And you can find all of this in my Stan store, https:// Stan, STAN.store, STORE/Intuitive Tammy. So that is my Stan store. I will definitely drop that in the comments, there are also many free resources as well there that can help you, especially if you're opening up your spiritual gifts, because we're going to deal with all of that within this program, because I know that that's going to help people more than anything else to become the love that they seek, to get into alignment. Because the thing is you're looking for a love, but guess what? You're looking for you. You're looking for you. And then be the mirror. And so that is, what we do. You can connect with me on Facebook here at Tammy Morrison. You can connect with me on TikTok, YouTube, and Clapper at Intuitive Tammy, and on Instagram at Intuitive Tammy 56. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Becky, I truly appreciate it. I did not even remember because I signed up a while back and I said, I didn't even think about it. But I'm so grateful to be here and to share this, and love to